Jigglypuff player in the world. So, you know, it's
loving the. By the way, loving the KPJ tag from dudutsai.
KPJ. Oh,
yeah.
nice.
Good pun.
Very good. There you go. Dude, what dudutsai is really good at is like controlling his drift, and when I was playing him, he was really good at using that to bait as well. Not just, you know, I mean, as a pretty good Jigglypuff, he is obviously very good at putting up a wall, but I feel like he also is really good at using it to, like, you know, tech chase and like cover options.
Yeah, and you can see his drift when he's edge guarding too. He rarely gets hit by like Fox's up B, for example. He rarely gets hit by it unless he wants to.
Ooh, but
I love it.
But a sick up air conversion from PJ to bring it right back.
And the taunt too.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Fantastic.
He's not in the mood to lose today.
Ooh. I like that. So PJ up airs and then drifts towards the edge of the stage to see if he can maybe get like a further conversion. That's a really big mix-up. As Fox is like, after up air, are you drifting into the stage or out of the or away from the stage? And like, how are they DIing? You know?
Oh no, that's so dangerous! Oh wow! Oh, that's
Great
it.
counter
That's it. Oh wait, nope, but it's Fox. I should never say it's it. What am I doing? But that was so. You know, it's honestly, it reminds me of the old days of when Martha back throw you. You know, if you get back thrown by Puff, you know, Puff can always go out there and hit you. So you have to be really, you have to have a little bit of on IQ to figure out like how you really want to recover. Otherwise, you're going to get into that sort of scenario where you know, are in the danger zone. Oof. Man, I've seen dudutsai when I've been watching him for a little bit. He throws out Nair a lot, and I noticed that H-Box has been throwing out Nair a lot. I think Puff's Nair is like actually just really good at like sort of taking up space with drifting with it, because it stays out longer than like the back air or the forward air. But I noticed him using that a lot more as well, which I think is really cool.
See if he can convert. Oh, love it from PJ.
I was
very confident. Yeah,
he was right there to whiff punish, but I think dudutsai, the wall is a little bit strong. PJ definitely had his moments in the matchup, so you know, and opts to go to stadium. Interesting. I mean, it's one of the three that you usually counterpick to, right? It's Yoshi's, but Yoshi's has also fallen out of favor though. It's usually like I've been seeing people counterpick to FD and Stadium a lot more than Yoshi's recently. I think that.
Oh, sorry. I was. I saw another great instance of dudutsai using his drift to cover multiple attack options.
Oh but,
yeah, I do think you're right. FD and Stadium are kind of the two, you know, standard picks right now.
I think it's no, but good catch. Because I think the drift is also, I don't know, I think it's funny because when people talk about movement, right? You know, Puff probably isn't like, you know, the first character that comes to mind. It probably isn't the 24th character that comes to mind. But you know, Puff, you know, when it comes to drift, she does have, you know, like a pseudo movement where it's, you know, like how you control how she is in the air is like super important, and it's, you know, and it can be for so much more than just safe aerials.
Yes,
you know?
absolutely.
And so I think like, ooh,
great patient play from PJ here.
Yeah.
Oh, unfortunately, the only trajectory where he couldn't have tapped.
I was surprised that he didn't. I feel like that if I was in the thing and I was getting hit, I would have, you know, that it would have been possible for him to, you know, to touch one of the walls. But I guess he just wasn't ready for the forward smash, because I guess it's sort of an unconventional option in the pit. Ooh. I always feel like that.
You know, PJ is a pretty technical player, so
yeah.
I feel like as far as a pit scrap goes, he would probably win that.
Yeah.
My man has triple shined my shield before in tournament.
Yeah.
True story.
I definitely agree that I'll be the last one that wants to fight PJ in the pit. But also at the same time, though, I feel like that in this matchup, conversions are so high that like raw percent doesn't matter so much. You know what I mean? It's like the stock lead. So it's like I feel like dudutsai is fine taking some percent. As long as he doesn't lose the stock from it. And I feel like
that's a great point. I mean, he's not CCing anything,
Yeah.
That percentage bracket doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Ooh, really, really good angle.
Yeah, and good shield from dudutsai, just recognizing that he can't get anything, but he also doesn't want to get hit.
Yeah. That's one of those shallow upward trajectory angles though, where where it's hard to get a jump in an aerial to cover it.
That's true.
And it also doesn't give you time enough to react. So it's one of those. Oof. Wow, Fox. I think that was living to 167 or something. Very good stock from PJ. He's not dying, not getting cheesed, or not dying super early.
Nice up there.
Speaking of dying super early. Oh yeah, no, I called it.
Yes.
Got him.
Go PJ.
Wow.
Now let's
Very
see
good using the windmill.
How is he gonna draw out this lead? It seems like he's going with the laser option.
I feel like that PJ's, despite being down a game, he's still, I think, confident that he can get the conversions. I mean, he's not afraid to shark dudutsai. Right?
That's it.
Wow.
Very well played from PJ.
GG's. No, that was some textbook. He was really finding the up airs in the last two stocks.
Yeah, that last stock, it really looked like that up air wasn't going to hit, and then it did.
No. All right, and to the surprise of probably very few, where score is tied up 1-1 now, and we are on dudutsai's counterpick.
Oh,
Yeah.
It is.
I actually noticed that it wasn't until now that it sort of came to me, but Puff didn't really get a lot of grabs on the stadium game.
That's true.
So I feel like that whatever, maybe, it's either dudutsai wasn't really looking for it then, or PJ was really good at, getting the wall out, and not letting himself get grabbed, but,
fantastic stock from dudutsai.
Yeah, wow. It's super gnarly for Fox if he gets caught by the back.
It's kind of a questionable up smash from PJ too. Oh no.
Yeah, look at him sort of get those nice 3 grabs in a row.
Well, as much as I spoke out against the up smash, he finds it.
Yeah, no. I think it was sort of a weird pound. I noticed in this matchup that a lot of, when the Fox are dash dancing, the Puffs, because Pound has that really large lingering hitbox, they'll throw out the Pound, but the risk reward didn't seem very good because, I mean, PJ was dash dancing, so it seemed easy to dodge and he was able to get the up smash conversion out of it.
It's a sick nair.
He is, misses the grab. And
I like these run-up shields from PJ. I mean, I haven't seen dudutsai go for any like raw grabs or tomahawk grabs, so the run-up shield makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, but he finds the dash attack, another one of Jigglypuff's moves that isn't talked about, but actually, I don't know, Jigglypuff's hit is surprisingly good.
Yeah, dudutsai killed me with it in loser's bracket. He dash attacked me to death off the side.
Oh, there we go. From great DI. He didn't want to get, what he got in the first game. But dudutsai definitely he's been whiffing a couple grabs, but he has in general been finding, but didn't really get a super big punish off of it. Maybe could have, hit a little bit with the lasers.
The up throw upper was honestly more than I was expecting. I just am a little wary of drill, especially, I don't think he fast fell the drill. So, it could have, it's especially against Puff.
I mean, I don't know. My brain was like, you could have gotten maybe another 10% lasers, but, hey, he's...
Good point.
Try, especially since you're behind, press it. But yeah, definitely this game, dudutsai has gotten many more grabs than he did in game 2, and I think it's, Puff has some great conversions off of her grabs, so I think it's been good Not just, of course, in getting the conversions. Oh, a nice up smash by PJ.
Yeah, I just didn't think this would go to last time.
Yeah,
I didn't think this would go to last time.
And you know, again, as I was saying earlier, I mean, this is Fox Puff. I mean, percentage matters, but I cursed it. He didn't get me back. I think in general, I think that like grabbing in any matchup is, I think, super important. Even if you don't get a lot off of it. I mean, dudutsai was getting a lot off of it. I mean, you got a rest off of it. But I think that like if you're not grabbing in your opponent, I think feels a lot more safer shielding. But, you know, if you're really good at getting those grabs, I feel like that the grab is itself a mix-up, and it prevents your opponent from feeling comfortable shielding a lot.
I mean, the fact that PJ was going for run-up shield proves your point pretty well.
Yeah.
Wow.
Ooh, little low, but he got it.
Hunting him down.
Yeah. Puff can go so you know, I mean, I shouldn't have been worried, but part of my animal brain, whenever I see a character, I don't know, when I see a character go that low on stage, I'm like, oh, they dead. But of course, not Jigglypuff.
And you know, dudutsai's been playing Puff for a really long time. He's gonna know those distances.
Yeah, I mean, that's the rational part of my brain wasn't worried, but you know, part of me panics whenever I see any character be that low.
Definitely.
Because I think Puff is one of the only characters that can really go that deep. Maybe Fox if he has his double jump. Oof. See.
Yeah, this is.
Oh
rough.
man, I just feel like that. He's dudutsai is approaching. Oh, sick tech. Good recognition. But I feel like that dudutsai is sort of approaching this how, frankly, I think a lot of Puffs should though. Where Puff is like, oh, I don't have platforms. I don't win the neutral. Why play the neutral?
Yeah.
Right? He's just like, I'm gonna be on the edge.
This reminds me, recently at Runback 2018, which was in Arizona a couple days ago, Michael 41000 played Army, and for 8 minutes he ledge camped on FD.
Oh Lord.
He would jump from the ledge and kind of drift all sorts of different places. Sometimes he'd go to the other ledge, but he ended up timing out Army for 3 games. Kind of reminds me of that style.
I don't know. I feel like that ledge gaming can be demoralizing, but PJ has sort of been hitting him even as he's been on the ledge, so I don't think it's not perfectly safe.
Yeah, and I feel like dudutsai is camping ledge more as like he's baiting PJ to come to him, especially knowing how PJ is as a player. You know that he's a very aggressive player. Whereas with Michael, it was literally like, I'm not baiting you. I'm just trying not to play.
Yeah.
With all that said, PJ gets it back here.
I do sort of like the thing where, like, you know, now of course, you know, at the high percent you DI the jab up to, you know, get out of the up smash, but then, you know, of course you recognize that as a Fox, you immediately go from the jab to the jump aerial. I always thought, I don't know, it's sort of...
It's a cool little, like, tree of options.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I remember seeing the top, you know, top players doing that a lot. It is sort of, in many ways, baby first adaptation, but it's a very cool way of sort of understanding, like, you know, how to, you know, continue to get those nice kill confirms.
Yeah, I remember the first time I saw Armada do jab into full hop up air reading a jump.
Yeah.
Blew my mind.
Yeah, so good. Yeah. I mean, it's a sort of next level end. You know, and this is looking grim, but, you know, PJ lost the first 2 stocks really quickly into the match, but he's been making the next couple last a little bit longer, so hopefully I didn't just commentate Christmas, and oh my god, I probably did.
It seems to be that way.
No, why?
I love that pound from dudutsai. Gives him no chance to tag, and that is a 3-1 from dudutsai.
Okay, so that was losers. I'm looking at the bottom. That was losers quarters. I feel bad about commentators cursing that.